Hi, it's Mitz. It's so lovely to see you here today. In this video, I wanted to work in my junk journal July video, day number 7, or prompt 7, which is window. I will be sharing with you a quick tutorial on how to create this effect. All you need are some scrap papers, scissors, although you don't really need to have scissors, you can use your fingers to rip up the bits. And I'm also using self-laminating sheets. So I grabbed some papers from the previous projects and I didn't take too much, and I just simply cut them in random shapes. And I did want to have more triangles and not rounded shapes, although it really doesn't matter. I just, for myself, for this project in particular, I wanted more straight edges and scraps with straight edges, so I decided to use scissors to cut little bits up. I used various different types of papers from packaging, papers from like scrapbooking, different colored papers and different textured papers as well. One thing I did realize while making these little paper scraps is that I should have selected papers that had images on both sides, because I will be creating like a tip-in. When the pattern paper is blank on one side, when you flip over the tip-in, you'll just see white pieces. And it's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal, but if I were to create this again, I think I would select papers that were double-sided and select pieces that all kind of look different together and not all the same. But at the same time, I think it would be fun to have papers of like the same tonality, but maybe different textures would be also fun. So here is the self-laminating sheet that I purchased from Daiso. I think this pack is very, very old. It's definitely years old. But this one that I purchased had I think it was 3 sheets per package. So I'm applying or trying to sprinkle the little scraps of paper onto the sticky part of the self-laminating sheet. I'm creating like a bigger block that I will eventually use for my traveler's notebook, and then I'm creating 2 smaller blocks. And when I was making these, I made sure that I had a size that would apply nicely into my junk journal. So if I made these clusters of papers too spread out or too big, I think it would be very difficult to cut into and add to the junk journal. With these self-laminating sheets, they're not 100% sticky, so if you cut through paper, or it's not, the laminating sheets are not stuck together and you cut through that area, I think it will easily lift up. And so I made sure that the paper clusters had a nice border of laminating sheet around it so that I can cut cleanly through that. I hope I'm making sense, but I'll show you later on what I mean by that. So yes, I'm just sprinkling things on and trying to apply all the bits that I have. And then I have this little section here that I decided to add my sakura petals that I collected this spring, and I've been meaning to press these, or they were pressed already, but I've been meaning to laminate them for months now. So I had this section available on the laminating sheet, so I decided to just kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone and yeah, laminate everything together. I am pressing down and kind of pushing out any small little air bubbles as much as possible. Like I said, this laminating sheet is quite old, so I don't know how well it will hold up. I forgot to mention, try not to have too many paper clusters or paper bits layered on top of each other. I tried my best to keep things as flat as possible. And I suppose I should mention this prompt is window. Day number 7 is window, and for some reason I felt like creating this tip-in where I used the papers from the previous projects, and I wanted to create some type of a window in my junk journal, and this is what I came up with. I was going to draw out a line or like a frame in black marker, and I ended up not doing that, but it's definitely something that you can do. You can see there I was just showing you that I want to use the bigger one for my traveler's notebook, and the smaller one you can see here I added the paper clusters so that it would fit the size of the junk journal. And so making sure that you have enough laminate space that's available to cut through that. And I didn't use any rulers or straight edges. I just really eyeballed it. But if you really want to make sure you have a straight line, I suggest maybe drawing out a line and then using a ruler or something along those lines. But yeah, there are days where I just go for it. Especially in my journals, I tend to just go for it. I don't really pencil out any drawings or things like that. Yeah, and then just kind of sizing it down so that I can add it to my journal. I wanted to add washi tape to tip it in, and so I made sure that the size of the laminate card is just slightly smaller, but it doesn't matter that much if it hangs out at all. I actually enjoy things when they hang out off the pages. Then here I am grabbing some scrap pieces of paper and combining them, layering them on top of each other, and creating a paper cluster so that I can stamp the number 7. I shared in the video about preparing for Junk Journal July, and I prepared myself the number set and the ink pad so that I knew every day, or I'm not participating every day, but whenever I can, I knew right away. I don't have to stop and think, oh, which number set should I use, or should I just handwrite it, or it just kind of makes things a lot easier knowing I have like a junk journal set of supplies that I go to right away. And so having that readily available is very handy. And I realized I don't have any more staples, so I grabbed my other stapler and staple the number 7 to the corner of the page. Now I'm just grabbing some washi tape and adding that to the one edge of the laminate sheet that we just created, the little window, and tipping that onto the page. I decided to, before filming this video, I was looking through some quotes to write in my journal, and so I took my Kuretake brush pen. It's in the medium nib, and found a quote that I wanted to include for this prompt number 7. And it's pretty much finished for the spread. I added some pink washi tape on the top and bottom border before sticking this paper down, because I wanted some kind of layering and some kind of coloring to the page. So I had some washi tape there, and that's pretty much it for this day number 7. I hope you are having fun with this challenge. I will be back with day 9 and share with you my take on the prompt scraps. I hope you had fun, and I hope this video gave you some ideas. If you end up doing something similar, or kind of take this and interpret things your own way, I would love to see that. Please, if you have a video, please link it down below, or you can tag me on Instagram at mylifemits. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.